What you need to know about the law of attraction, part 3 of 4. The content for this podcast comes from my book, Advanced Success Secrets. You can get a free copy of each of my 8 best-selling books at alexhammerbooks.com. That's AlexHammerbooks.com. What you need to know about the law of attraction, part 3 of 4. Life is painful because other people are as strong as we are, and often stronger, and thus we cannot get them to do what we want or need, parentheses, or feel we need, into parentheses. Others are independent actors, which can feel scary, even more so that not only will others not do what we want, but they may do to us what we do not want. However, this independence is only partial. The tree is not independent. It is rooted, parentheses, literally, end of parentheses, in the earth, dependent upon the sun, in a CO2/oxygen reciprocal relationship with us and other living things, etc. It is affected by the wind and the rain, by animals which come across it, by time, by competition with other nearby trees for resources, and more. Life is an ecosystem of attraction and relationships. And here's another thing. It is said that space and time are elements of the mind and ego. Time can merge into timelessness when one is engaged fully in the present moment, the now. Love has a way of doing this, for example, and is why its experience is so blissful. And not only romantic love, any type of self-acceptance, beauty, or awe, such as the love of nature in the moment and acceptance of another human being or ourselves. Space is also another imposed constraint. Thoughts can bridge the gap of space, for example. This may or may not sound believable, but when you think about a person, you connect with them, parentheses, to the degree only that they let you in and are receptive to you, end of parentheses. Loving thoughts heal you both. Destructive thoughts do much more harm to the sender than to the recipient, as is famously said by analogy that acid corrodes the container in which it is contained. We are all influenceable to each other to a degree. That is why, for example, even a famous person such as JFK could be assassinated by a stranger. But we are also protected by our evolution. Parentheses, not to say that JFK wasn't very highly evolved. We all have karmic and other factors that play in our lives, and as a result, one act, even one lifetime, cannot be well understood and oftentimes without a much broader and longer time perspective, end of parentheses. Such that, in a general way, the lower cannot influence the higher, but the higher can influence the lower. Just as a single moment of light, it is famously said, evaporates 1,000 years of darkness, parentheses. Of course, sometimes our conditionings linger on for a period of time. We have mental and behavioral habits we have developed, etc., end of parentheses. Hate, anger, etc., dissipate in an environment of love. Here's something else about thinking about others. When you think about another person, you are communing with that person directly on a psychic and or spiritual level. And this is received, again, to the degree that the other is receptive to both the message and the messenger. We think about others all the time, parentheses, or at least a good portion of the time, end of the parentheses, and they think about us. There is no real disconnect between minds across space or time. Love is one famous bridge, so when you think about the person, they are present to you, and if their heart and mind is open to you, to whatever degree, you can connect with them. Life is about completing in time and space what is timeless, beyond space, parentheses, infinite, end of parentheses, and already perfect, if that makes any sense to you. I'll repeat it again because this recognition has made a real impact, at least in my life. Life is about completing in time and space what is timeless, beyond space, infinite, and already perfect. That is why you can still communicate and feel close with someone who is deceased. Even death is not a firm barrier in that way. When you think about a person, they are alive in that moment as they are alive to you, in you, and or for you. Yes, they may be in another world, another place. I do not even know where that is or what it is, but they are still available to be touched by your spirit and your heart. Love is eternal, as they say.